Welcome, everyone, to the Pinal County Community College District Governing Board meeting of August 20th, 2024. And first thing is call to order. And I think we are all here. So I want to call the order. And then please join me in the Pledge of our Allegiance. Allegiance behind me. Flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, next we have the adoption of the agenda. To have a motion and a second?
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to adopt the agenda. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Chair votes aye. Motion carries. And now we have call to the public, and the board is prohibited by ARS statutes from discussing, considering action, or items raised during call to the public. Individuals are limited to a 3-minute presentation. Do we have anybody?
Nope.
Okay, nobody out there want to speak?
No,
All right.
same here.
Okay, thank you. Okay, action items. We have election of vice president secretary. And do I have any nominations? Can the chair nominate?
Sure.
I'd like to nominate Evelyn Kasuga to be the vice president secretary.
Second.
Do you have any other nominations? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Evelyn, you're new vice president secretary.
Thank you.
All right. All right. Consideration of consent agenda. Okay, so all the items marked, the asterisks are consent matters, unless they're removed from the consent agenda at any time. So if somebody wants to remove something from consent, please let me know. We got minutes. We have personnel report and combined resolution affecting county treasurer fiscal year 2024-25. So do I have a motion to adopt the consent agenda?
So move.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion second to adopt the consent agenda. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Chair votes aye. Nays? Okay, motion carries. So the consent agenda is adopted. Okay, reports. Report from College President Dr. Jackie Elliott. The floor is yours, Doctor.
Good afternoon, governing board members, President Lopez, faculty, staff, distinguished guests, and Mary Lou. I have a couple of things to provide updates on. The first is the Pence Center. We have been meeting weekly with, I think it's Sagebrush, or the insurance company, to get updates. They have removed much of the debris from the auditorium area. However, we have learned that the beam supporting the roof over the stage is not sufficient, so the roof over the stage area will be coming down as well. This will no doubtedly increase the time of having to remove that debris, and then ongoing testing of ductwork, air handling systems is pretty extensive. So we're probably still looking at several weeks out before having a final determination. Environmental engineers have not even been able to get into the building yet to assess electrical damage, foundation damage. So unfortunately, we're still looking at probably, I'd say, several weeks before we get any kind of definitive answer. I keep looking at Domingo and Angela and Stacy and Danny. We've all been that. However, I do want you to know that we have several scenario plans in place that people have been working on, that when we do know more and we know what direction we need to go with the building, then we're ready to move forward. Architecton has been retained by the insurance company to help us with those next steps in rebuilding the auditorium part, and obviously now the stage as well. Not the best news, but it's the times we live in. I'll give a construction update, and I have a little video thanks to Julie that she put together. I don't know if she's here today. She did a great job. Thank you, Julie. She did this very quickly and last minute, so I do appreciate her and her skills. So I wanted to, rather than That building right there, that is the Allied Health building that you saw. Some of the footage, we didn't see a lot of the skilled trades, but then that was the Workforce Training Center that is going up, and that one's going vertical very, very, very quickly. So the good news is, so far, I don't want to jinx us, we're on time, on schedule, which is very, very important for our academic programs to be able to not have any interruptions, and that's what we're shooting for, is 0 interruptions when it comes to occupancy, and hopefully, and the Allied Health, I've walked that a couple times. It's just a gorgeous facility, and it's really going to be the pride of, I think, of the college. And then for enrollment update, right now it's really hard to get a full picture of where we're at since this is the first week of school and we have adds and drops that are happening. But we're like at only down about 0.5% compared to this time last year. I think there's still some dual enrollment courses that need to have students enrolled in. But what is good news is students are actually taking more credits than typical, in which we know when our students are part-time, it takes them longer to finish. So we're encouraged by that. And then for miscellaneous, I just really want to give a shout out to Student Services, David Liedenhouse, Laura Shepard, and Alexandra Nathan. They worked really hard this year to do in-person orientations at each campus. And, there was some skepticism of students really going to show up? Do they think it's virtually? The numbers that they had. And I'm just totally impressed with the work that they did. At Maricopa, they had 120, and this included parents and students. At SMC, about 90 participants. Wow. At this campus, over 400 participants. Wow. And at Santan, over 200. Now, that's a feat of people doing a lot of work and legwork and letters and reaching out. But kudos to the team, because that's a perfect way for students to get started, is being on campus and hearing from the people in student support services that are there to help them be successful. So I'm really impressed by that. And other than that, I'm happy to answer any questions you may have.
Just a quick comment. I'm glad they found that beam over the stage. That would be terrible if that failed later. And so I'm glad they caught that. That's really important. So, board have any comments? Mr. Walker.
One minor question. Have we determined what the weakness was in the Penn Center that caused it to collapse?
They have not shared specifically. Go ahead, Domingo.
Okay. They said it was just design flaw. So the
Wow.
that built it, it was just designed poorly. They held up this long.
And that's the other reason why the other beam has to come out. It's not up to code of this day and age. So it's unfortunate, but luckily insurance is going to be covering all of this when we get to those points. So.
Okay, even though that we're not using the same kind of antiquated materials they're going to do.
No. We've already discussed if we go back as is, we'll use steel beams this time instead of wood beams. And I think it's important to know we're probably, depending on when we finally get the final word, we're a year out in design, a year out in build. So I've been communicating across the district that we should just assume that we don't have the Penn Center for 3 years.
Wow. Ouch.
So, and October, we're coming up on 1 year. So that's tough, but nobody was hurt. So that's all that matters.
And Architecton is very good at what they do.
Architecton built this building, our science building.
Yeah.
They helped build the Drive 48, and they're our architect for the 3 builds at Apache Junction at SMC, which we were happy that the insurance company was willing to go with them to help us achieve some consistency, some familiarity with us as an institution, and to help with that learning curve when it is time. I do believe were involved in the remodel of the lobby a couple years ago. So that was a benefit for us to have that consistency as well.
Great. Excellent. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. Any other questions?
No, I think she's good to go.
Good. Yeah, it was a good question, though, Member Walker. Okay, so Business Affairs Report, Monthly Budget Report. Lisa Ott, please.
Good afternoon, Governing Board President Lopez, fellow Governing Board members, Dr. Elliott, Mary Lou, staff, guests. So you have in your packets the monthly budget report it's the monthly budget for through June of 2024. It is preliminary, unaudited. In June 2024 shows the district's operating fund expenditures at 73.09% of total budget. This is a decrease of 88.53% from June of 2023, which was at 161.62%. Questions?
Do you have a projected budget, or you're depending on getting budget information in arrears like this?
So this is in arrears. We have a budget for the current fiscal year that we're in. That one was approved at, I believe, the April meeting, and it went into effect July 1. We did bring it a little earlier than in the past, just to give us that extra time. But this one is just showing up through June 30th, because we're always a month in arrears. So
you don't have a way of projecting what the budget will be. You don't have a schedule. You don't have a plan to budget. You just have to depend on what you've done and say this is what it was, so that's what it is.
So what we normally present to the board is how we are doing actual to budget. We do have the information through the current fiscal year. We do have the fiscal year 25 budget. It's already been set. So our projections for the current fiscal year that we're in, we do have that information.
Okay.
We just usually present to the governing board what against actual to compare where we're at compared to our budget.
Okay.
So in the next board meeting, we will present the first month of the current fiscal year, which would be July, and compare the actuals to budget to show you where we're at as far as compared to what we budget.
Okay, so you project the budget and then you try to comply with everything
Yes.
within it so that you can reach that budget.
Yes.
And so what you're doing is you're telling us that you were successful in completing everything that you wanted to accomplish with it.
So what this is saying, but it is preliminary because we do have some year-end adjustments that we have to make, account for accounting purposes to get ready for the audit, which we are getting ready for the auditors to come out. They audit it, and then when then the auditors come out and present you that year as audited what everything was at. And we continue to just show you progress month to month where we're at compared to what we budgeted. And then it's always compared to the prior fiscal year so you can see the difference of how we're doing from year to year.
Okay.
This time of year is pretty interesting because you're finishing one year and you're going into the other, so you haven't gotten all your expenditures yet for the beginning of the
Right.
year. So if you have any carryover, you got to show that. And you know,
Yes.
and you're showing how we're closing out basically the last year.
Yes, and
So-
you can see that last year, or if you look at it was 161.62% of budget.
Mhm.
What had happened with that is there's some transfers that got recorded in here that shouldn't have been there because they're
Okay.
just moving money from one bank account to another, which is why there's a huge difference from the prior fiscal year to this last fiscal year that we
Okay.
finished. But by the time before we were audited, that stuff was fixed, and so it didn't end up in the actual audited statements. So
So when do the auditors come out? Next month?
but right now they're scheduled to come out September 16th, I believe. So the Auditor General actually sent out for our audit to be done by someone else because they are short-staffed.
Okay.
So they put out an RFP for people who wanted to come in and do the different community college audits. And so ours was selected. I apologize, but I can't recall the name of them, but they are a public accounting firm in a different state. And so we did have an initial meeting with them, scheduled the date that they're going to come in for a week, to be here for a week to work on the audit, and then everything else will be done remotely. So it's scheduled. We have a timeline. They understand when we want our audit to be issued by. And so we're starting the process of that.
So giving you all the components they need to see and everything,
Yes.
all the files need to get out.
Mhm.
We have single audit, right? Because we're over
Yes.
800,000 on federal money. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
They will be doing the single audit as well.
Good.
So-
All right.
But you couldn't get a local firm, someone in the state of Arizona that may identify with us a little bit better?
So when I look at the, actually when CAC was created, there in the bylaws, it stated that the Arizona Auditor General would complete our audit unless they cannot provide it to us in a timely manner. So the only way that we can go out and get someone, we'd still have to go out for bid because of the cost of it. But the only way we could select our auditor is if the Auditor General couldn't provide it to us in a timely manner. But the Auditor General does also have the right to go out to RFP to select someone that they want to do our audit.
So
And that's what
is
happened.
that what they did?
That's what they did,
Okay.
yes.
Very good. You have,
Well, I just wanted
Go
to
ahead.
point out that we're gonna be on time and with our audits compared to where we've been in the recent past.
Yes, currently we've projected that we would like to get our audit issued by January. It's still not where we want to be. We'd love to be November, December, but it's just, we're slowly going backwards to where we want to be. So it's projected to get issued in January with the single audit in March by the due date. So,
Good.
good. Thank you.
oh, then the second item on there is the bids that you have in your packet.
Right.
Any questions on that?
No, they're pretty thorough. A lot of detail. That's good. Any questions? Board? No,
All right.
very good. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Next, we have Public Relations Marketing Report, Dr. Ginny Cardenas.
Good afternoon, Governing Board President Lopez, Dr. Elliott, colleagues, guests, Governing Board members, Mary Lou. I'm excited today to be able to introduce our Executive Director for Marketing and PR, Angela Askey, who is going to present her team and share all of the amazing work that they've done over this last year to help CAC to reach their goals. So, Angela.
All right, thank you, Jenny. Good afternoon, Board President Lopez, Governing Board members, President Elliott, Mary Lou, colleagues, and guests. I'm honored today to present on behalf of our CAC Public Relations and Marketing team. And I have, majority of our team is here today, so I would like to introduce each of them. As I call your name, please stand. Maggie Almquist, Associate Director.
Welcome.
Amanda Lujan Rodriguez, Public Relations Assistant. David Cole, Web Developer. Crystal Barcenas, Web Content Assistant. Julie Jallis, Video Production Specialist. Brooke Miller, Events Coordinator. Stacy Seaman, Pence Center Director. Danny Lowe, Performing Arts Technical Specialist. And Santiago Arias, Production Assistant. We also have Debbie Mascarello, who is our box office assistant, and Audrey Campbell, who is our student employee and couldn't be here this afternoon. The Public Relations and Marketing Department is committed to promoting Central Arizona College locally throughout the state of Arizona and nationally. We work collaboratively with faculty, staff, and student organizations to meet their graphic design, print, photography, video, website, and other needs. Additionally, we manage media relations, our main CAC social media channels, student email communications, and oversight of community events. Our team is available to provide guidance and information for both our internal and external community. And I know that there is a lot of information in your board packet, so I'm going to just kind of go over the highlights, and then you'll have the additional details to support what I'm talking about today. Our departmental WIG, which ties into the college's WIG, is to promote Central Arizona College as a world-class learner experience using video storytelling, increased digital marketing, and web presence by providing a variety of event opportunities. During the 2022-23 academic year, we implemented the We Are Central Arizona College initiative. During that time, we highlighted 52 services, departments, and programs within the institution through our social media and One College, One Team channel. In 23-24, we had our I Am Central Arizona College initiative. And with this, we did 26 total social media and One College, One Team posts that highlighted alumni, students, and employees. For 24-25, it is our goal to increase our followers on Facebook and Instagram, the primary college accounts, as well as our community events accounts, by 5% from July 1st through June 30th. That 5% would result in 7,035 followers on Facebook and 2,500 on Instagram. We are planning to do this through our word of mouth sticker campaign. We have We Are Central Arizona College stickers and encourage anybody that is following us to let us know so that they can get one of those for their water bottle or other use. Student email push and meta verification. And again, as I said, this ties into our college's wigs of making CAC a great place to work and world-class learner experience. For our social media discussion today, I've selected Facebook and Instagram because these are the social media channels that have the greatest number of followers. To just point out and provide explanation, the K that you see in the subscriber or view counts represents 1,000. So over the past 90 days, we have seen a large increase in our Instagram post reach, and Facebook post engagement has increased significantly, with that Facebook post reach being over 26,000, and Instagram over 6,000. As the image shows, we also have an X, which used to be Twitter, account, Instagram, and YouTube. And I will address some of the YouTube statistics a little bit later on in the presentation. And this is some interesting information on our social media audience trends. The greatest number of followers for both Facebook and Instagram live in Casa Grande and are women. Our Instagram trends toward a younger audience, where we see many familial shares, tags on Facebook. However, those between the ages of 25 and 34 are our biggest group of followers on both Instagram and Facebook. Maggie Almquist is also responsible for doing our student communications via Constant Contact. This is emails that are sent directly to enrolled students through their personal and student emails. Over the past 12 months, more than 1 million emails have been sent to students' personal and college emails, with an open rate of 46%, which is really pretty good. All of the messages that are sent to the students are designed to be informative and increase engagement with a call to action. And there's an example of one of the emails there. We handle all of the paid ad placement and advertising campaigns for the college. So following is a listing of paid advertising that has been done over the past 90 days. Much of this same advertising has been carried out throughout the year. We do work with performance digital marketing for a majority of our digital marketing ads. That includes search engine optimization and keyword listing, targeting ads to individuals with proximity near or interest related to CAC. And with this, you can see that our click-through rate is really good at 3 times the industry average. Our print ads are done in the Casa Grande Valley newspapers, in Maricopa, the Queen Creek Tribune, and Apache Junction, Florence, and Queen Creek Independence. Additionally, we do ads in Grande Living, the Golden Corridor Living, Be Local Queen Creek, and AJ Discover. We do have some radio ads on KUPD, KDKB, and KRDE, and then additional ad placement is done through Chamber of Commerce publications, high local restaurants, and gyms. Our messaging includes the We Are CAC branding, and our CAC marketing team is regularly evaluating new opportunities for possible participation. Our website is one of the greatest marketing tools that we have. And the web team has many areas that they are continuously working on to ensure the college's website is up to date and meets ADA accessibility requirements. Between Dave and Crystal, they continuously are looking at website pages before they are published to determine if there's any layout issues, improve user flow and experience, and correct ADA issues. If something is found to be amiss, a page redesign may be completed to help with user flow, page navigation, and use of needs improvements. Broken link audits are being conducted regularly, and a whole process has been put in place so that we can track these and make sure that there are not broken links on our web pages. As mentioned before, ADA accessibility is a primary goal, ensuring that all of our users can effectively use the website. Our pages are reviewed and follow a web accessibility checklist based on Web Content Accessibility Guidelines 2.2. Our Google Analytics are used to track various website data, such as page visits, while key phrasing and meta descriptions are used to help generate more traffic to our pages. The team has planned improvements, including typeface revisions that you may start seeing on different pages, and improving the search functionality of the website. This image shows the top 5 most viewed pages on the website over the last 12 months, using the number of views, the users, the views per user, and how much time a user spends on the specific page. David Cole has also been very instrumental in the development and function of the mobile app that is available on Google Play or the Apple Store. Over the past year, there have been over 5,000 visitors and over 26,000 logged in users. A majority of our app users, as the data shows, are using an Apple device. Within our mobile app, there are different persona home screens, and these are available for users to choose from and log into, whether a future or current student, employee, or someone from the community. Each landing page has items targeted to the needs of that specific user. Video production. On average, a minimum of 2 to 3 and up to 5 or 6 video requests are received per month. Since 2021, revisions have been made to improve the college's presence on YouTube. Today, there are over 200 subscribers, more than 100 public-facing videos, and over 80 unlisted videos posted for internal use only. The most viewed video was a 34-second enrollment ad with over 218,000 views. This was also one of the videos that we used for our ads with Performance Digital. And that ad now has been revised and will be placed again in the digital advertising sector. Similar to other social media, having a presence on YouTube allows the team to respond to questions and provide resources for our community members. Okay. Brooke, who handles our outside event rentals, is kept very busy throughout the year. We offer various spaces at each of the campuses for outside rentals. They may be for meetings, small conferences, birthday or retirement parties, weddings, and more. Each organization that rents the facilities is required to provide a certificate of liability insurance, naming Central Arizona College as additional insured when using facilities, along with a signed facility usage agreement. As you can see, the number of events that have been hosted on campus have continuously increased over the years, as well as the number of clients. We are seeing kind of a little bit of drop this year. Part of that is due to the loss of the Penn Center and the use of that right now, but that has also then caused other rooms to be occupied that we've had to take offline. So we are seeing a little bit of a difference and a little bit of drop, but I'm confident that we will continue to be able to provide the requests that are asked for. So the revenue has significantly increased over the last couple of years as well, with 23-24 netting $90,254 from outside rentals. Brooke is currently working on updating the facility rental webpage. She is also working collaboratively with our workforce development department on food truck opportunities, other potential asset rentals, and more. And even with the Pence Center being out of commission, the show must go on. The Pence team has worked hard to keep our communities that we serve engaged by scheduling events for this season at all campuses as well as some off-site venues. And we really truly appreciate the venues within our communities that have stepped up to support the college, such as the First Presbyterian Church of Casa Grande and the high schools. This fall, a new ticketing system will launch called Ludus that will replace the Eventbrite system that has been in place for several years. So we will be putting out more information once that is all ready. And the community event season brochure will be available in September. Okay, that concludes my presentation. Any questions?
You mentioned the YouTube. I know we have quite a presence. I didn't see, maybe I missed it. Do we advertise on YouTube where you have targeted audiences where I know I've been watching a video or something, and all of a sudden Garrett Motors comes up from Coolidge. I'm like,
Right. Through Performance Digital, we have done some YouTube and Snapchat and some different type of digital advertising.
okay, all right. Yeah, it seems pretty effective because you can target,
Yes.
specific audiences that you want for certain cities, certain areas. Pretty effective. That's great. So, board have questions, comments, Dr. O? What are you on?
Congratulations on the outside events. I actually expected to see more of a drop there with the event center down. So that good job holding that together. Also, impressive growth trends in the social media and very nice open rates and click-through rates. Well done on all of that. Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you for being one of our greatest followers.
I do follow a couple of things. That's all right. Before you get done, I'm going to bug you a little bit, but we'll let somebody else ask the next question.
No, I just compliments to you and the team because I follow and it's great to see you in all different venues. So it's all good.
All right.
And it sounds like you got a great team. Thank you for introducing everybody and bringing them to the meeting. Thank you for all your hard work and everything you do.
I've bothered some of them too.
I have one more just to be annoying.
No, go ahead.
You mentioned in one of your earlier slides that you're responsible for graphic standards. And do you also have a style manual for written material? And
Yes, we do have a graphic standards guide that is available on the centralaz.edu/PR webpage.
does it recommend the use or the non-use of the Oxford comma?
No, it does not.
That's controversial.
That it does not. But we do have some information about using APA style guides.
Because you did it both ways in your presentation.
Oh, probably.
What's
Probably.
your preference?
As I was copying and pasting information in.
Sorry, couldn't resist.
That's okay.
Feel like we're in MBA class.
Right.
Your papers. All right. Any other comments, questions? All right. Let's go to. Thank you very much. That was a great presentation. Really appreciate all the data. Very important. Yeah, absolutely. Next, call to the board. Board Member Walker.
Oh, thank you. Some of you may know that I like to write poetry. And I've written a book called Letters from Heaven. And I'd like to be able to quote one of those poems for you today. And it's one my wife has named Rainbows. I don't know why she did that, but it's hers to do as she pleases with. And it goes like, I'd give you great wings if I had such things, but by me you may not have such proffer. I'd give you the spectrum if I had any colors, but I've no variations to offer. I'd give you the world. That's what you gave to me, although it seems very odd. What you gave to me is what I've used to serve some other God. What you did for me back on Calvary's, I've been told the stories with all of my praise. So for all of my days, I'll tell of your power and glory. Now here's the story. It was during Passover in 0033. The Romans and the Pharisees nailed Jesus to a tree. The leaders got together and said, we'll see this man no more. Little did they know exactly what God had in store. And there's been thunder and lightning over our road. But there's power in the message because the gospel is as low, and there's grace and mercy spreading far and wide. That's what God has given us to hide our sins inside. Thank you for allowing me to do that.
Thank you. Dr. Odium. Okay. Board Member Kasuga.
Don't have anything?
Or Vice President Kasuga. I just, okay, then I'll just mention, recently I applied for the city manager's position for City of Coolidge, and I was selected. So come Friday, I'll become the new city manager of Coolidge. So thank you. So hopefully keep doing great things, and our partnership with the college, of course, will continue, and it just hopefully gets stronger than ever, and we'll keep doing the great things we're all doing together. Thank you. All right. Any other comments? Anything else for the good of the order? Okay. With that, I'll call this meeting adjourned. Thank you all for being here.
Thank you.